Well, hello, farming friends, and welcome back to another edition of Farming Simulator 2015 with me, your old buddy, Mistermoose. And as you can see, we are back on Holzhausen and ready to finish up our little harvest. I know I probably said we were going to go to North Brabant and do some farming over there for a change of pace. But y'all know me, I'm the indecisive farmer, and I got to thinking, well, we haven't done our harvest on our wheat. Our barley, we need to get that done, so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to go ahead and do that. And hopefully I do a better job with today's video than I did with yesterday's video, because it was horrible. And I believe I owe you guys an apology for that video. I was tired. I shouldn't have done that video. It was late at night, and which it's a little late at night again today. It's actually 12 o'clock, so a little bit after midnight, but I'm not nearly as tired as I was then, and I can actually get going with this and do a decent job and actually think and make a complete statement without falling asleep. So yeah, I was in bad shape, I have to tell you. You ever been really tired and try to focus on something? Like maybe you're driving down the road and you've been up all day you're doing a road trip or something, and you get to staring at that center line and you think, I'm fine. I'm tired, my eyes hurt, my head's hurting, but I'm able to focus. I'm gonna be okay. But you get to that point where you think, oh man, I could fall asleep at any moment now, you know, and you roll down the windows, turn on the radio, turn on the heat, whatever it is to, you know, shock yourself. But eventually you get staring at that white line, and you're watching the road, and then suddenly you wake up and you realize, whoa, I dozed off. And you're scared that you're about to drive into another lane or something like that. I was kind of that way last night. I was in rough shape last night. There was one time I legitimately drove away because I was checking out a message that came in on my phone. And then the other time, any other time that I drove around and swerved or whatever or missed something, it's probably because I fell asleep. And I probably fell asleep in that video 2-3 times. So I really do apologize. That was just not a good effort, and I shouldn't have done that. And you know, it's not up to my standards. And I try to put out good quality videos for you guys, and that was just a joke. So yeah, and honestly, I haven't even gone back to watch it yet. There's likely a point in there where I just completely fell asleep and snored. Because there's several times where I just stopped talking because I didn't even know where I was at. I didn't even know what I had just said to you guys. And that's how bad it was. And I just feel like I feel bad because I don't want to lose you guys for that. And it's not what I normally do. So, yeah. It won't happen again. Well, it might happen again, but it won't happen often. But that's kind of the summer and things that are going on, and get sidetracked doing other things, and you try to fit everything into a shorter day. It doesn't work. So, yeah. I'm interested. One of these days I'll go back and watch it when I have time and I don't feel like cringing. Alright, so Recon brought up a great point tonight. We were hanging out, playing a little Battlefield 2 Bad Company, and in it he brought up the point. He asked me how my harvest went, and I brought up the point that I would really love to see a ledger in this game so you could go back and keep track of your harvest and be able to pull it up on the PDA and look at it. Of course, that doesn't exist. And then he's like, well, you could do it yourself, you could track it. And Yeah, I don't want to do that with a piece of paper and a pen. I want it in the game, but so I don't have to keep up with it. But he brings up a great point that I actually have a record of it on the video. So I went back to the video right after we harvest, and I looked, and our corn harvest yielded us a lot more than we got this time. Gonna bring up the PDA here and cycle through to what we got. So corn, we have 35,000 liters of corn. When we finish up the harvest, I basically harvested 50,000 liters of corn. Man, why am I doing that? I basically ended up with a harvest around 50,000. Now you start off in this not particularly, but in this particular mode that we're playing normal, you start off with 8,100, liters basically of whatever fruit you have, roughly 8,000. If you look at our barley, we have 8,300. All of them are right around that number. So when we started out with our barley, we started out with roughly our corn. We started out with roughly 8,000, and I looked at it when I got ready to sell. I had 58,000, so roughly 50,000 liters is what we got. So if we look at the numbers that we have now, which again, our corn, that's actual numbers because we were at 0 when we started the harvest. Yeah, we didn't do real good. We're off by about 15,000 liters, so gonna have to make some adjustments and work to get it better. But that's where we're at. So we'll also harvest this field, and we'll compare our our barley harvest to our wheat harvest this time. So once we get this field done, we'll go put that in. And keep in mind, we start with 8,300 liters of barley. Now we started roughly with that number of liters with wheat as well. So the 36,000 that's up there reflects the harvest plus about 8,000 liters. So just keep that in mind as well. So once we get this field harvested, we'll take a look at what we got, and we'll see how we did. So we're going to get this field harvested, and I've got the straw going in a swath versus the chopped straw, because we're going to go ahead and collect all the straw. I want to get all the straw off the field because our nitrogen is so high right now. I don't want to be adding any more fertilizer into this field and driving it on up even higher, because that wouldn't be good. So the game plan is to harvest the field and then go ahead and bale the swath, and we can either keep a little bit of it in storage over there for our livestock, or sell it completely off and make a little money to try and get us out of this deficit that we have right now going, which is a bit of an artificial deficit. I still am debating on whether correcting that for that grass cutter and the high maintenance fees that we have. I'd like to get that adjusted down maybe, but at the same time, we still don't have 11,000 in debt. It's probably, I would say, if you adjusted for the days that we ran and the cost of that mower, I would probably take off about 2,500 of that, and that would be more realistic to me. But we are still in debt, so we can't deny that. Alright, I can shut that off, and we need to grab the JCB to get over here and collect our fruit. So we definitely need to sell some sell some things off, and wheat would be a real good thing to sell. We unload that, and not wheat, but I mean the straw from the barley would be a really good thing to sell off. All right. Hopefully I got that in the right place and it will unload. Looks good. So we hit our button and yay, it's going to unload. All right. So anyways, that's where we're at. And so yeah, we missed about 15,000 on that corn. You know, part of that is, I don't know how much of that is in the tram lines. It can't be too much. Mostly it's in all those blank spaces, which a lot of that is caused by the fact that I like seeded and then went back over the seeding and crushed it. So I got to figure out the right way to do all that and not lose all of that when we plant. Alright, so let's see, what else? Comments. A lot of good comments from you guys. I appreciate all the comments on the DLC. And again, I was really tired last night, so I don't know how much of this I covered. But one of the biggest comments is, of course, on the fact that I brought up the select active side using the 6 numeral key. And I couldn't figure out really what that was and how it worked with the combine or with the forage harvester. And all y'all were quick to point out that that's part of auto combine and not the actual forage harvester. And yeah, appreciate that. Appreciate the info. I have to just plead ignorance on that one. I did not realize that. And as you can see, when I harvest my fields, I really don't use a help menu. Probably 90% of my gameplay is done without the help menu, so I don't see things like that constantly in my face and to know that I need it, or that I can use it. And that's one of those I just didn't realize you had in the game. And so yeah, I learned something new. The funny thing is, I mentioned it to Landy today, and he didn't really realize it either, so I don't feel bad. Maybe that's something that just recently came out with the patch and the update that they did, or maybe it's been there all along and I just didn't realize it. But anyways, yeah, so if you watch the video and you're wondering about the 6 key when I mentioned active side on it and everything, yeah, that's it's auto combine. So yeah. And I'm pretty sure we covered the grass head on that in yesterday's video. Again, you know, it's just something I don't use, so I didn't actually know how it was used. What else? Somebody asked me where I got this combine. I gotta be honest with you, I don't know. I got it from Landy when we were playing on the dedicated server. He had it on there, which I think Raven steered him towards this one. But if you do a search for it, you're probably going to find it on mod hosters. So just go on mod hosters and search for the Lexicon 570 and see if it doesn't come up. It and the 560 come together. The two of these come together. And the only difference is one has round wheels on it, the other has the TerraTrax on it. So That's the only difference in the two of them. So just check that out on Mod Hosters. This is probably where it's at. I have to be honest with you, I don't know the actual link. So yeah. What else is going on? Oh, the water mod. So I mentioned in the video that the water mod is broken on a couple of my maps. Now, Castaway came back and said, yeah, I don't know what's going on with those maps, but it's working on states. So, don't know what's up with that. I don't know if it's just something isolated to a couple of maps, or maybe he got lucky and it works good on his map, or maybe there was an update to his map, or maybe his modder just is better than everybody else and that particular map didn't break. But I just know that I've tried to water on Coldborough Park. I cannot do it, and when I couldn't do that, I took it over to North Brabant. Tried to water on North Brabant, can't do it there either. So yeah, anybody got any ideas, any suggestions on that one? Let me know. Let me know if you're playing either one of those maps, Coldborough Park Farm or North Brabant, which I know a couple of y'all are playing North Brabant. Let me know if you can water your beef. Not your beef. Let me classify this by saying this. Let me know if you can water the 3 original livestock in the game. That being the chickens, the dairy, and the sheep. Let me know if you can water those, because that's basically what the water mod does, is give you the ability to do that. So curious. So just let me know if anybody has any issues with that, or if you're not having issues with it. If you know what I'm talking about with the water mod, and you've got it on one of your maps and you're not having absolutely any problems at all, love to know about that. Or if you are having problems with it, love to know that as well. Because if I'm the only one having problems with it, then I need to figure out where that conflict's at. But now Landy's having it too, so it could be a sense, because we have a lot of the same mods. It could be that he and I both have a mod that's doing something wrong. So I'm just curious as what you guys are experiencing. Alright. We can move on. And yeah. What goes on? Somebody said something also about they're still playing version 1.2 because they don't know how many mods are going to be broken with the patch. Completely understand that. That's one of the reasons it took me so long to play the beta, was that I didn't want to break the game and not be able to play consistently the way I like to. So I waited a long time before I even downloaded the beta, and then luckily it was like 2-3 days later that the patch came out and undid the beta, so, or basically put the beta all the way active. But yeah, I completely understand why you would make that switch. Been there, done that. So what else? You guys are probably going to see a fishing video here in the next couple of days. And if you're not into the fishing videos, I do apologize. But like I said, occasionally I like to switch in some videos of some of the other games that I'm playing. And The fishing video has been one of them because it is one of those games that is under development, and you guys get a look at how it's progressing. Today, version Phase 6 was released today, and so got on it, played it a little bit. There's some nice new changes with it. There's some not so nice changes with it. And we'll start with the nice changes. Version 6 allows you to play multiplayer now. It's in its alpha for the multiplayer on it, but you do get a chance to go fishing with your friends, and I think that's cool. Landy and I actually got on and tried it out today, and it works. It actually works multiplayer wise. It's kind of funny. When he cast his line out, you actually see this big placard fly across the screen with the representation of where his line is going, and the distance in which it is going from his body. So you see that fly through the air, which I think is pretty funny. The game-wise, fish is about the same. You know, it's not like multiplayer is any different. Seems like most everything in the game performs the same. All you've done is added in the multiplayer aspect to it. So there are some minor game changes to the gameplay that I don't really like. I'm not really happy with. In the process of adding in this multiplayer, they've tweaked the profile system a little bit. I actually had to create another profile, which irritates me because I lost the original profile that I had, and I wasn't able to keep that name anymore. So I had to create a new one, and that just, again, I wanted to keep the one I had, so a little frustrated about that, but that's fine. You can create an avatar for your character now. You can have a male or a female character. So yeah, there's Fishin' Joe and Fishin' Janet, or whatever you want to call their names. And which is pretty funny because there are only 2 characters in the game. So if you're a dude, you look like every other dude in the game. If you're a dudette, you're going to look like every other dudette in the game. So if you do play multiplayer and your friends are coming to play with you, it's going to be like that Michael Keaton movie where there's clones of himself all over the place. And especially if you get more than one person in there. If you get like 3 or 4 people playing at the same time, it will be like multiplicity. Wasn't that the name of that movie? I think it was. I think it was actually on not too long ago. But yeah, you would be sitting there with a clone of yourself sitting right next to you fishing. So the other thing, like I said, that you have to create a new profile. In the process of doing so, it wiped out all of my statistics that I had from before. And as I mentioned to you before, they added in that XP bar in Phase 5, and I was starting to move up the ranks, or at least starting to make some process, so I could unlock a few things. Now I'm back down to 0, and being at 0, I don't get the ability to have 3 fishing poles right in the beginning like I did in Phase 5. You just have the 1 pole, and you have the spud for throwing out there the fish attractor. So that's kind of a bummer that I lost all the different fishing rods. But that's about it with the gameplay wise on it. So there's a few other things, and like I said, there'll be a video come out this week that will showcase a lot of this stuff and let you guys see it. So again, if you don't like the fishing videos, I do apologize to you, but I'll probably do one here in the near future, next couple of days. What else? What else can we talk about today that's going on? Oh, there's another fishing game that's going to be coming out. And if I ever get my hands on it, we'll probably do a video on it as well, because it looks like a much better game than the DTG fishing. Because, as I have said before, and those of you actually listen to the words that come out of my mouth, you would hear me say, I don't carp fish. I don't like to carp fish. It's a waste of my time to carp fish. And if I'm going to fish for sport, I'm going to go deep sea fishing, not carp fishing. Yeah, somebody basically said, you know, I wonder if you actually fish in your real life, because I don't think you know anything. Okay. Yeah, I don't like carp fishing. And like I said, I've said it many a times in the videos. I've only been carp fishing one time in my life. And I've been drinking a little bit, I'll tell you that. I'm not going to lie. I had an apartment complex when I lived, well, I won't say where I lived, but when I lived in a certain area, next to a military base, there was a lake right behind our apartment complex, and it was stocked with carp. And on one occasion when we'd been drinking a little bit, I took some dough balls out there and tried to catch one, and I think I caught one, and that was it. And yeah, that was boring. Didn't get into it. I spent many hours on that lake with a plastic worm, though, trying to catch something else, only to realize that there was only carp in that lake. So yeah, that was kind of a bummer. But there was a river about 2 miles from that lake, because that was really more of a pond, not a lake. There was a river right around the corner, though. I caught a lot of fish on there. A lot of hybrid bass. Call them striped bass. I caught a lot of those on there. Now that's a fun fish to catch, eat all the way around. Good fight. Not a long fight, but a good fight. I was talking to Deputy P and Landy today. You know, I've freshwater fished when I was a kid. I can't recall very many freshwater fish battles lasting more than 5 minutes. Pretty much could bust any fish in about a couple of minutes. You know, you get an initial run on them, they wear out, turn their head, you drag them back into the boat, and it's done. Sure, every once in a while you'll get a little fighter that'll put up a second effort. For the most part, no epic battles. But like I said, and for those again who listen to what I say, I'm not a carp fisher. Don't fish for carp. It's not what I do. These days I don't do much freshwater fishing either. I am blessed to live on the Gulf Coast, and I get to go fishing just about every day. I haven't really said this before. A few people have asked what I do for a living, because I talk about the fact that during the summer I am very busy. I work in a recreational town, and I am a professional boat captain by trade, and I drive, I won't say what I drive, but I drive a boat every day, and I'm on the water. This year not as much, but in the past I was on the water every single day, 7 days a week. About 100 days out of the year is about what our our season is. And so I would, basically from the time everybody gets out of school till they go back in, I'm on the water. And unless it's raining. If it's raining, I don't go out. But if it's a nice, pretty day outside, I'm probably working. This year, things are a little bit different. I actually get a little bit more time off work because I'm working with some new folks that we actually have some people that can take up some slack. And I'm in a little bit better situation. But yeah, that's... So yeah, I'm on the water every day, which allows me the luxury to be able to go fishing. The days when I have to work, I like to get up early in the morning, get my newspaper, cup of coffee. I gotta go to the marina anyways to do inspections and stuff in the morning. So I jump in my personal vessel and usually go have my coffee on the water. I may record a video or something. I try to get most of my video recording done really, and then in the afternoon render it and start my uploads before I go to bed at night. But so sometimes I'll do my recordings first thing in the morning when I get up and get that done, or I'll do them at the night. When I get ahead of schedule, I'm able to do them like the day before. But yeah, when I can get up and get on the water a little bit early, I like to go out there and fish for about an hour or so, and come back in, do my job for the whole day. And if it's been a particularly easy day and I'm not completely burned out and roasted, I might jump back out on my boat, go out and sit out there, have a cold drink, and throw a line in the water and fish for a little bit and see if I catch a little something. But I'm also, like I said, I'm blessed. I have a wonderful life, and I have the ability to be able to, on a day off, run down the marina, jump in my boat, and run 100 miles offshore and fish for whatever kind of fish I want to get, whether it be blackfin tuna, snapper. If I was into, if I want to do sport fishing, harp isn't what I'm going after. I'm going after a marlin. So yeah, I mean, just Monday I caught a nice 28-pound mahi, which I gotta tell you, you catch it, throw it on ice, have it for dinner 8 hours later. Oh my goodness, that's good stuff right there. There are days I'll go early in the morning, I'll go and fish some sand flats for flounder and catch a bunch of flounder. One of the things I try to do is, just like most of you guys and gals who like agriculture and farm or whatever, one of the things you do during the summer is you try to load up and stock your pantry with plenty of produce. Most of you guys are probably already starting to make pickles and things of that nature, putting up some tomatoes or things like that. We did a huge bushel of beans the other day, which I hate snapping beans. It's a miserable thing, just to sit all day and clip the ends and snap them, pulling the strings out of them. Hate it. But throughout the year, when I'm able to go get a big mason jar full of beans off the shelf and throw them in a pot and cook them, they're oh so good. We actually are starting to get a little bit of okra in now. Corn starting to ripen. So and just like you guys like to put produce up, I also like to put up a lot of fish. One thing about living here on the coast is, and a lot of people here rely on the water to subsidize their income. It doesn't cost as much to live here because you have the ability, if you like fish, to go out, catch you a bunch of fish, throw it in your freezer or throw it on the whatever, have it fresh. But you have the ability to get it immediately that day. And a lot of people here, instead of spending the money on protein in the form of chicken or beef or whatever, they tend to cut their grocery bill down to size by doing a lot of fishing and putting a lot of fish up. Catch a big tuna, you cut it up and you freeze part of it, you can part of it, you make different dishes and save it. But I was telling the guys earlier today, I actually have a deep freezer here at the house. It's a stand-up, and I don't know how many cubic feet it is, but it's full of fish. I mean, it's got everything in it. I love mullet, which a lot of people don't like mullet. It has a very rough taste to it it's something you have to get used to, but if you smoke it right, or even just blacken it, or pan fry it, or deep fry it, or whatever, it's good stuff. One of my favorite things for a breakfast meal is to get some smoked mullet out and have that with a little bit, a bowl of either Gouda grits or Parmesan cheese grits. Oh, those are so good. Yeah, I'm in the South. We loves us some grits. So, yeah, but I've got some, like I said, I caught a mahi-mahi the other day. I cut a couple of nice fillets off of that and cooked them the other night for dinner, and the rest of it vacuum sealed and threw in the freezer. And you know, like, again, it's nothing for me to go out, go out and hit some of these sand flats and catch you know, a dozen, half dozen flounder, bring those home, gut them, freeze them, or stuff them and bake them, steam them, however I want to have them. So yeah, I like to fish, love to fish, and being a boat captain, I'm allowed to fish a lot. And even when I don't have a fishing rod around, I can find a way to fish. I used to have some Haitians I worked with out in the oil fields, and they actually showed me how to fish with a Coca-Cola bottle, any sort of little plastic bottle, you know, these little liter bottles or 16-ounce bottle. You can actually take those, and I've gotten good with them over the years. I can take them and throw them and actually cast with them. So if I don't have a rod and reel around, if I got a Coke bottle and some line, I can make a pretty good little fishing rig, and basically hand line. And I've sat on the back of a supply vessel before and just sat there and hand fished before in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico. So I do like to fish. So that's one of the reasons I like the fishing simulator. But again, I'm into that is a European fishing simulator, and I don't get into carp fishing. So this new one that's coming out is pretty darn cool. It's called Planet Fishing or Fishing Planet. It is beta. Right now it's a closed beta. I'm trying to get involved in that, but I understand there may be open beta here shortly. So as soon as I get my hands on it, we're going to do some videos on it as well. Where DTG fishing misses the mark, this one hits it and seems to hit it out of the ballpark. I kind of hate the fact that I spent the money on the DTG fishing right now, after seeing some of the videos, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it evolves into something else. But from what I've seen on this one, it's going to be pretty darn good. and you actually can fish for different species of fish. It's set here in the States on most of the maps I saw. Now, I haven't seen a whole lot, but from what I saw, they were fishing, here in the States. They were fishing for species of fish other than, one species. They had multiple species of fish in there. You could fish for bass, whatever. They had sunfish in it, which a sunfish is, it's what we call brim or crappie or bluegill. Well, actually, excuse me, take crappie out of that. Sunfish is brim, and brim, we refer to them down here as either coppernose or we refer to them as bluegills, because they have that blue gill and they have that orange spot on their right under their mouth. But they don't get real big, but man, they're good to eat. Yeah, they aren't huge. But I'm pretty sure it will have bass, sturgeon, things like that in there. So we'll see. When it comes out, we'll do a little fishing on it and just kind of get a comparison between the two of them. One of the things I'm liking is it's supposed to be a free to play or play to win or something like that. Instead of it, from best what I can see is it's going to be a little bit like the Hunter, in that you're going to have to earn some money in the game by doing certain things, and by doing those things you get some in-game money that you can use to purchase lures or rods or reels or things else like that. I don't know that there's going to be a paid credit system like the Hunter, where you actually use part of your actual money to buy in-game funds. But again, we'll see when I get into it and play it a bit. So that's probably going to be on the horizon as well. So we'll do a little fishing video on that, just to show you guys what's out there, as soon as I can get involved in that. I expect Landy will probably get involved in it before me, and probably get some videos out, because he's already been in touch with the developers of it, and they are interested in him doing some videos on it. So we'll see. Yeah, that's out there, and will be coming soon. That's about it. Oh, that is about it. So let's see, this is going to be on Saturday that you guys will be seeing this video. I'm not really sure what else we'll do over the weekend. Like I told you yesterday or the day before, whenever, I intend this week to record some more courseplay tutorials. There's a need to do one on manure transport, need to do one on slurry, so I'll get those done. There's a couple of mod reviews I want to do this week on a couple of mods that I have found that interest me, and I will we'll do some gameplay. Now that we're finished with this harvest, we'll jump over to North Brabant and we'll do what I was talking about with the fruit trees and some of the other stuff. We'll spend a couple of days over there, and then jump back into Coldborough Park Farm, and then we'll jump back over onto this map. And like I said, I'll try to get it to where it's a couple of days of this, couple of days of that, and we'll try and do a map rotation on that. But it will be a situation where if we do get into something where it's gameplay that could continue on, like we're in the middle of something, then I'll probably continue to do what we're doing until we finish it up, and then we'll break to another map. It's like this, this particular scenario here with harvesting this field today. It's sort of like, why stop when we're in the middle of something, and one more video and we're done with the harvest and we know exactly what we did, and yeah, so that's kind of where we're at. So I hit that button, and I hit that button, and then I should be able to hit that button. Come on, dump. So did we look at our wheat numbers, our barley numbers? I don't think we did. Whoa, what's going on here? That's the button I'm looking for. Come on. Come on, I hit it again. Alright. So let's look at our barley numbers. I think we forgot to do this. I got carried away talking about fish. So we hauled off that other field over the thing, and you can immediately see that we're about 4,000 liters short of what our wheat harvest was. And again, both of these, I can compare 32,000 to 36,000 because both of them have a roughly 8,000 liter base in them from what we started the game with. So the wheat, is really only really about 28,000 on there. So if we look at the harvest, we're about 4,000 liters shy of what the wheat was. And again, I think wheat's a little bit better yield than barley is. Maybe I got that wrong. I know wheat puts out more swath than barley, but I'm not really sure. But I think the yield on wheat is a little bit more than barley as well. So if we look at the numbers that we did, we're off by about 4,000 liters for that one particular field. Not too bad. It's not too terrible from what our first harvest was. But our first harvest, we started out with optimum numbers to begin with, and then just had to maintain those to the end. And then when we did this planting / harvest, we had to deal with where we ended up, the deficiencies after that, and after that growth and harvest. So that was kind of a baseline or whatever, and then now we're doing our thing. And I put a lot of, how did I end up with swath down? Or I ended up with not swathing. Somehow I ended up with chopped straw right there, and that's not a good thing. I guess I could close that. Make sure we're getting swath and not chopped straw. That won't hurt us too bad, that back there, but it is not great. That little section of the field's going to have a really high nitrogen content. Alright. So our harvest is done. So next time we come back to this map, we'll windrow all this, and then we'll bale it up. We'll save a portion of it for livestock, and then the rest of it, my plan is to take and sell it to help earn us a little bit of cash. So That will be our goal the next time we come back to this farm. Alright, so we'll empty this out and then we can go put everything up and we can call this video done. So like I said, we'll take a break from this farm for a couple of days now. Definitely going to take a break because we're back to where we were with needing the plant. So we'll jump out of here. I've got some reading I still need to do on the soul mod. Somebody again, there's another question. Somebody paid me a great compliment about my courseplay tutorials and how good they are, and I appreciate that. And asked me if I planned on doing any tutorials on the soul mod. I don't know enough to give you a tutorial on the soul mod. I'm flying by the seat of my pants trying to figure this thing out. So you know, it's I think I've got the basics of it down, but by no means do I know what I'm doing enough to give you an accurate representation of what you're supposed to be doing with the soul mod. So really, if you just follow these Holzhausen videos and watch what we do with that, that's probably a better way for you to get an idea how to do the soul mod than anything that I could do in a tutorial video. Because if you just watch these videos, you'll see me make my mistakes and you'll see how it goes as we do the plantings. And you know, I'll try to talk through what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So when I'm doing things like calculating my pH and all of that stuff, I will actually be explaining, okay, we're going to put an application of lime down, and according to the numbers, the lime's going to give us 0.7 increase in pH. So right now we're at such and such, and that'll bring us to this number. And you know, if we do an application of NPK, it gives us this, or if we plow, we do this, we lose moisture. I'll talk you through what I'm doing, and we'll go from there. And if down the road I get really smart about this stuff and understand it a whole lot, maybe there's a possibility of a tutorial, but don't expect one anytime soon, because I got no honest idea what I'm doing right now. I am just kind of getting by, and I wouldn't want to mislead anybody by giving them bad information. So, honest answer there, okay? All right. Again, gotta tap my weights back onto the front of this thing. I just don't understand why that happens and why it's not consistent. Some days I'll log out of the game and log back in, and my weights will be there and no problem. Other days I'll log out, log back in, and won't have any front weight. Makes no sense at all to me. So that field gives us 28,306 liters of barley. So that's not a huge field. Pretty decent yield. I probably need to look at how many hectares of land that field is compared to field 17, and I can figure out what my yield per acre was, and really get an honest idea of how we did on that. It's probably not too great, but oh, I clipped it. I figured I would. So we'll yeah. So I'm just going to park some stuff here, and then we'll call this a video. show you my amazing skills backing up. Not. But I know there are people that actually enjoy watching stuff like this. They actually enjoy watching just, you know, doing the stuff that you gotta do. There's that pole. I never get this right with this trailer. Still way off. One of these days I'll figure out how to do it properly. There we go, that's good enough. Or not. Apparently it didn't want to detach. And apparently it still doesn't want to detach. What is it, hung? Hey, what are we doing here? Oh, you know what it is? It was hooking the other trailer up. Oops. Alright, come on. Get underneath there and get where you need to be. And don't hook up to the other trailer. There we go. Yay! For the win! Alright. Get all this stuff packed up. Because we won't be here for a couple of days. Well, we will, but we won't. Alright. So we can go ahead and close this up. And we jump into this guy and we'll pack him up. Well, as I mentioned yesterday, we have reached the 1,000 subscriber mark and we've blown right on past it. You guys are awesome, and it's great to have you along. I'm sorry that my, yesterday should have been a celebration video of 1,000, and I just didn't even think about saying anything about it until way late into the video, and again, shows you how tired I was and how horrible a video that really was yesterday. But you guys rock, you're great, and alright, so let's look towards what we're going to plant on this field the next time. You guys go ahead and start sending in your comments on that, and we'll figure that out. And what you guys want to see moving forward. And somebody, like I said, somebody asked me if I thought this was going to get boring, this particular map. And there's a real possibility it does. I don't know yet. I haven't figured out whether I'm gonna like doing this. I hate these doors. Getting them right is such a pain. I think I finally got them. I don't know. It just depends on how this whole soul mod experience goes, and how well we learn it, as to whether or not I'm going to enjoy playing it this way. The map itself, when I watched Landy Kid play this map, and even when Rubber Side Down played it, I thought it was an interesting map, but I don't know, it's just not really doing anything for me, so I'm not sure that this is going to be the map that keeps me entertained. There are some other maps out there that I would like to play, and this isn't one of them. The thing is, I had decided to do Coleborough Park. I had decided to do Coleborough Farms Park right at the time when they introduced this version of this map with the soul mod in it. And again, I was looking for a soul mod map, and what I was really looking at was how to put the soul mod into one of my pre-existing maps that I was playing, and but when I saw that this one had the soul mod, I thought, well, it was an interesting enough map when they played it. Now it's got the soul mod. Maybe it'll work for me. But I gotta tell you, I'm not really feeling it, and I don't know whether that's this map or if it's the soul mod itself. Well, the manhole, you can hear the water draining through it. That's crazy. I don't know if it's the map or if it's the soul mod or what, but right now I'm just not feeling it. But we'll see how that goes. We'll see if maybe that changes the more we play this map. Why is there a bathtub in here? That is what that is, right? Yeah. Oh, look, gold coin. Y'all know I've never collected all the gold coins on a map before. I just don't see a need to it. And let me scratch my back. Those who do not know what this is, it's a back scratcher slash comb slash rubber. The cows will walk underneath them, and they'll basically use it to brush their back or rub their back or, you know, clean them off. And that's what that is. It's a brush for cows. And they just basically walk underneath it and get a nice quick massage slash combing slash get the crap off my back. Cleaner upper thing. I don't even know the actual proper name for it, but that's what it is. And they like it. They go over there. Most of them every day hit it. And on the dairy farms. Alright, guys and gals, thanks for watching. Like I said, tomorrow's video will be something different. We won't be back on this map for a few days. What are we going to do tomorrow? Don't know. I'll figure that out when the time comes. Honestly, I don't particularly plan everything out. Sometimes it just happens. So I think that's the best way to do it too. Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, make sure you give me a thumbs up. It does help me out as I'm trying to build this channel. It draws a little more interest to it. And of course, if you're new to the channel and you want to see more videos like this, go ahead and subscribe. I do a new video each and every day and try to have a farm sim video out every day. So if you're into the farm sim stuff, I'll probably be doing something every day. Alright. Tomorrow we're probably going to be on North Brabant. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Have a great day, stay safe, and I will see you in our next video. Bye bye.